declare him to be an outlaw!
Oh, hello there. What's up, y'all? How's it going? It's the Outlaw back on Live to Thrill with another video. As you can tell by the title, it says How I Got My Name Outlaw. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all a little story today. So a little something different from the past vids. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Now, I haven't told this story to many people. I think only a few people in this universe know of this story. And of course, most of those people are the people that were with you in this story. So I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Let's get right into it. And before I get started, if any police officers, feds, or government whatsoever is watching this, you might want to plug your ears. No, I'm just playing. It ain't that bad. But this is how I got the nickname Outlaw, and let's get started. Okay, so I believe it was my sophomore year of high school, so we're talking 8 or 9 years ago or something like that. Now, it was sophomore year of high school. I believe it was beginning of school. No, it had to be, no, it was during wrestling season, so it was the winter. I think it was probably end of November, maybe beginning of December. There was no snow on the ground yet, though, and I think it was, yeah, it was the weekend. Now, I used to have friends over every weekend and stuff, and they'd come over to my house, and we'd just, do whatever. Usually, we'd go out, I lived way out in the boonies in Colorado, and this was in Colorado, of course. And what we did was, it was 11 o'clock at night, and we're like, what are we going to do? I think it was me. I'm not going to say any of my buddies' names, but I think it was me and like 4 or 5 other buddies, okay? And I'm like, let's go mudding. Now, at this point, I had my truck, but I think my truck was out of commission. I think something was up with my truck. So we had my buddy's 4Runner, and that's pretty much it. I was like, well, let's just take your 4Runner. He's like, hell yeah, let's freaking do it. So we ended up taking his 4Runner out to a property that we didn't know was private property and owned by the fire department in that area. So it was right across from the fire department out where I lived. It was out in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't a real fire department. It was a volunteer fire department place because there was no real station. It was out in the middle of nowhere, and there was no really place for, people to live and stuff like that. So the fire department's here, and where we were going to go mudding was right across the road. So we ended up taking the 4Runner down. It's about 11:30 at night. Well, we just start mudding it. I think it snowed a couple days before, and it was all muddy and nasty and stuff. So we took it out to this field, and there was a little track and stuff like that where the fire trucks and stuff would go to practice and whatever, right? So we go out there, and we just start doing donuts and just flying all over the place, mudding and crap like that. So I happen to have my camera, and you know me with the camera. I'm always wanting to be in front of the camera. I always got a camera with me, right? So I'm like, hey, let me get out. And my buddy was driving. I said, let me get out and film this while you're going around, because it had his headlights on and stuff. It looked really cool with all the mud flying way up in the air. So so I get out of the truck, and he starts doing these donuts, and mud's flying all over the place, and I'm filming it. I'm like, this is killer footage. And I think this is right around the time I started doing videos. Like, this is, like, probably I started doing videos, like, right after this, I believe. So he's doing donuts, going crazy. All my buddies are in the 4Runner and stuff like that, and I'm filming. And I start looking like this, and it's pitch black out here. It's the middle of the country, there's not too much. But I see at the top of this hill, about 1.5 miles down, you can see pretty far out there. And I see these 2 cars meet up. And I was like, what the hell? And I see 2 cars meet up, and they're just sitting there with their headlights on. And I'm like, okay, this is a little weird. like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. And I'm like, well, fuck them, whatever. So I tell my buddy to stop. I'm like, I'm waving at him and stuff, and he's not seeing me because there's mud flying all over the place. He's got mud all over his windshield, and so I like start screaming like, dude, stop. And he stops finally. I go up to his window. I said, you see those two cars up there? They've been up there for about 10 minutes just staring at us. And he's like, oh shit, like what should we do? I'm like, well, I don't care. What are they gonna do, you know? We're in the middle of freaking nowhere, you know? What the hell do they care, right? So I end up, so my buddy who was driving is like, hey, you start driving now. I want to see what it looks like outside. So I start driving. We start doing donuts. We just put them off. Didn't really care or whatever, right? So I start doing donuts and shit, and we're just freaking mud's flying everywhere. Like, we're just tearing this place up. I mean, this field is just ruined now because we came in there and ruined it. And so I stop, and he gets back in, and we're like, okay, what are you gonna? And then we just see one of the cars flip his lights off, and the other car start coming down the hill. And I'm like, oh shit. And my buddy's like, he's like, get out of the way. And my buddy gets in the driver's seat. I hop right behind him in the back, and I say, go. And my buddy's like, what the hell do I do? I'm just like, just floor it. And so this car's just flying down the hill at us, so we don't know who it is at first or whatever. And we get back onto the main road, and I say, just start flying to my house, which was about 2-3 miles away. So we start flying. He's going like 60. I'm like, dude, push the gas all the way to the ground, you idiot. And then it goes on from there. We're going probably 95 down this back dirt road. He's flying all over the place. He's not even from the country, so he doesn't know how to drive on a dirt road going that fast. He's just scared as shit. Everybody in the car is like about to cry. And my heart's just beating, like telling everybody what to do. It's like I'm the navigator, just, telling everybody what to do here. And at this point, I wish I was driving, but because I felt like I knew what to do in this situation. So finally this car's catching right up to us, and I'm like, oh shit. And we're about a quarter mile from my house, and the cop flips his lights on. Yep, flips his lights on, and he's having trouble keeping up with us. They're in those little Crown Vics and shit, and we're flying 90 down a dirt road, right? And he's like, oh shit, dude, what do I do? And I say, don't stop. I'm serious. I'm like, we're not gonna get caught. We're like 16 years old, all of us. And I'm like, fuck this. I say, don't stop, we're almost there. Now, it's about 1 in the morning now, and everybody in my family's asleep, okay? And we're supposed to be in the house, right? So, we're getting up to my house. The cop's about, I don't know, he's probably 1,000 feet behind us. He's not right behind us because he's having trouble maneuvering on these back dirt roads. And what my buddy ends up doing is I say, okay, the driveway is the driveway's, up a little bit. But I say, go into the frickin' gully before we hit the driveway. Don't go into the driveway. So, what I have him do is I say, at this point, we're coming up to the house, and I say, okay, flip off your lights. He flips off the lights, and he can't see shit. And I say, pull it in! And I grab the wheel, and I pull it in to my gully, going into my backyard. And it's this line of trees is there coming from where the cop's coming, so he really can't see. So I told him to flip the lights. We have the lights off. Everything's going down. I say, don't touch the brakes because, you'll see the brake lights. So we got this gully. It's got this big dip, and then it just goes into flat land where nothing is. It's 5 acres of nothing pretty much. So I told him to flip it in. We go in, and we get air off this freaking gully, and everybody's like, oh, shit. And we were probably going 60 by that point because he slowed down a little bit. We get into the freaking, we get into the yard, and for some reason, everybody jumps out and starts running, including the driver. And the car is not even stopped yet. He gets out and the car's going like 15 miles an hour. And everybody starts running to the house, and I'm in the back seat just like, where the fuck did everybody go? So I jump in the front seat, and I pull the car around to where you can't see it. And but when everybody was pulling out, or when everybody was filing out of the car and running, I look behind me, and the cop's got his lights on, and he flies right past us. Didn't even frickin' see us whatsoever. Flip into my yard, you know. And I think it was because when he was coming up the hill, that's when we were frickin' going in. So it was a no-see little hill, and then he couldn't even see us going in. So at this point, all my friends are in my room, freaking out, probably peeing themselves, and I'm in the back, parking my buddy's car so nobody can see it, and it's right behind our deck, and I pulled it right behind our deck, and I just shut off all the lights, made sure everything was good, took his keys out, went back in, and made sure all the lights in the house were off, everything. And about 5 minutes later, I'm still outside, my friends are inside, they're probably wondering where the hell I am. I turn off all the lights in my house, make sure everything's off, and I see the cop just scanning the freaking neighborhood with his spotlight. Just going slow everywhere, just making sure, you know, where everybody is and stuff like that, because he lost us. So I end up freaking, you know, getting out of the way of that. He doesn't see me whatsoever, and I go through the back way of my house, and I say, okay, everybody settle down. And nobody was in my room, so everybody was in the basement part. I was living in my room was in the basement part of the house, and so everybody's in the little foyer part, and they're just looking outside, you know, they're looking through the little crack of the window, making sure the cop's not seeing them, and I come in, they're like freaking out, like, dude, what happened, where's the car, you know, and I said, it's all hidden, everything's fine, just shut up, keep the lights off, don't say anything. And so this cop's just scanning the neighborhood probably for about an hour, and that other car that turned its lights off at the top of the hill, is there now. And I bet what happened was when that car turned his lights off and stuff, he got in the other cop car. So now there's two cop cars scanning us, you know, just, you know, whatever, looking for people, looking for vehicles and stuff. And they ended up going away. About an hour later, we didn't see them for another hour. So we haven't even gone back in my room yet. At this point, we're all freaking tired. It's 3 in the morning. And I say, okay, let's just go to bed, and we'll figure out everything in the morning. I'm sure we'll be fine. Nothing's going to happen. So they freak out. I open up my bedroom door. I go in, and we all look at the TV. And my favorite movie of all time, The Outlaw, Josie Wales, is on. And it was blaring inside my room because we turned off the TV when we got in there. And Clint Eastwood's standing there with his gun, and they were doing some scene, and everybody starts laughing like, The Outlaw, Josie Wales, that's kind of funny since the situation we were in. And they said, you know what, Jared, we should start calling you Outlaw. And that is how I got the nickname Outlaw. And it stuck for a while, and it stuck all the way until now. Let's see how long it'll frickin' stick. But I thought that was a pretty funny story. And nothing ended up happening. So hopefully one of those cops that were chasing us down never sees this video. He ain't got no proof. I can guarantee you that. That was a pretty funny story. We ended up watching the rest of The Outlaw Josie Wales. If you haven't seen that movie, by the way, it's the greatest movie of all time. Such a badass movie. Of course, it's an old Western, but definitely a movie to watch. So that's how I got the nickname. Thought it was pretty funny. Thought it was a good story for y'all to hear. Everybody kind of gets a kick out of it whenever I tell them at parties or something like that, so I thought I'd let you guys know, because you guys are my favorite, and I love y'all. So, that is it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and add it to favorites if you really liked it. A couple little things to get out of the way. Of course, you guys know I sell merchandise on keepithillbilly.com. I had those camo hats for a while. Those are now sold out. They sold out fast. So there's no camo hats left. I'm getting more hats in. I don't know if they're going to be the camo hats, but they might be some beanies or something like that since winter's coming up. So, might have those up. But I still do have a bunch of the Keep It Frickin' Hillbilly black t-shirts. This isn't it, but this is my Willie Nelson t-shirt. So, yeah. Go to keepithillbilly.com. Check it out. I got the black t-shirts up over there. And the Keep It Frickin' Hillbilly decal stickers. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here, go upload this, and do some other crap. Oh yeah, one more thing. I told you guys that I was gonna be getting my stuff from Florida sent up, and that happened today, so I should be having my stuff up in the next 3 or 4 days, probably Tuesday next week, something like that. And I'll have everything I need. I'll have my dip tower, so that might be the next video. Well, no, it probably won't be the next video, but it'll be coming up next week for shizzle. So get ready for that. I know you guys really want to see that video of me building my damn dip tower. That thing is huge. So, alright, y'all, I hope you enjoyed the video. Of course, my name is Outlaw. Yes, sir. I got that tattoo. Actually, I got that tattoo on my 18th birthday, so about 3.5, 4 years ago. I love you guys. And until next time, Goldilocks. We'll see you later. Bye!